Hey, it's Alex. Have you ever had this experience where you get to the end of the sales call or the sales conversation with a prospect and you just can't get him to buy? It just seems like there's an excuse and then there's another excuse and nothing seems to work. The payment link, which has always worked, doesn't work this time. And the client, it feels like the client can't even enter his credit card information. It just feels like the client is completely lost, even though you're sure and he's sure he's paid before online. And it's just a payment link. But nothing seems to work. Isn't that a strange thing that this tends to happen at the end of the call? Almost every single time. Where in this video, I'm going to help you solve this once and for all. We're going to talk about how to properly close the sale. Now, I'm not going to talk about like send them the link, but we're going to talk about the specifics. We're going to talk about specifics about getting the client to transfer the money to you. So it used to be that I actually got a little bit upset when that happens because I thought, oh, this person is just fucking with me. Oh, he's just pretending he can't pay because he has an excuse he hasn't told me. But let me assure you, that is not always the case. What actually was going on is I needed to go through a mindset shift. So I went from getting angry and upset and trying to argue with the client to, okay, when I pay, I'm also like that. I'm also a little bit retarded. In fact, the mindset shift is when someone's paying you, they're basically a helpless little girl. So basically, when they need to transfer the money to you, you treat them like a little 2-year-old girl who's walking down the street and you want her to tell you where the nearest supermarket is. And she's like, what? I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. You're like, can you help me find the supermarket? That's basically who you're dealing with when someone needs to send you money. It's a little bit of a weird analogy, and but it's fairly fucking accurate. And anyone who's done sales for a number of years will tell you a similar story. So here's the solution of how to deal with this imaginary little girl walking down the street confused, all right? So to deal with this person, you need to make it extremely, ridiculously simple. And I like to just ask a question. Oh, okay, so what is the error message that you're getting? Or what do you mean by it doesn't work? Or can you share your screen with me on Skype and show me what doesn't work? And 99 times out of 10, 100 is just like a tiny little mistake somewhere. Maybe they forgot their password. Maybe their credit card isn't approved or something like that. Some minor issue where they have to call the bank or PayPal or whatever. However, sometimes it's a serious issue. And then you need to instruct them step by step. You just say, okay, well, let's call PayPal and let's talk to them and make sure we know how to solve this. And then, okay, well, let's call the bank and what do they say? And then help them step by step, guide them through how to deal with the bank, how to deal with PayPal, and so on. Again, if they can't handle it on the same call, if it requires like 45-minute call with the bank, maybe you don't want to be there all the time, then you can just set up a second call with the client. Unless he's paying like a very large amount of money, then I recommend staying there to 45 minutes because it's worth your time to receive that, $5,000 or whatever it is that you're selling your service for. So another solution is to make sure you can accept payments via multiple payment platforms. So maybe you work with PayPal, but also why not use TransferWise? Why not use Stripe? Why not use Braintree Payments? Why not use one of those platforms that make it easier potentially for a certain client? Because maybe their credit card doesn't work with one platform, but it does with another. Maybe PayPal, to do a bank transfer, it takes a very long time, but with TransferWise, it only takes a few days. And you save on costs. So there's many advantages to having multiple payment systems, and they're kind of backup systems because, for example, with PayPal, it always fails. I love PayPal, by the way. Like most people don't like PayPal. I actually like PayPal because I know their rules, I know how they work, and I know people inside so I can call them if something's wrong. However, I always have a backup because you just can't afford to lose sales because of payment issues. It's not okay. And no matter how advanced the buyer is, they usually have some kind of payment issues somewhere, and usually it's resolved by just, oh, let's just try this other link here, and it's like instant solution instead of waiting for 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And these are pretty much the answers here. Like if you just do these things and you follow up, you don't let them just say, oh, I'll call you back, let me just figure it out and call you back, but instead you determine when you're going to talk. You determine what they're going to do. You explain everything step by step. And you make it super, super, super easy. So as easy as you can make it. And then it's actually much more likely you're going to get paid. Now, Of course, when you set up the next call, if there's a next call, it should be in the very near future. Because if you set the call in like a week and a half, they don't even remember what you're talking about. Like, oh, well, I don't want this anymore, right? So I like to set up the call maximum 3 days in advance. So these are the steps you need to follow. Works almost every time. I would say 80-90% of the time, this will solve your issues. So if you like more free videos about marketing, sales, and entrepreneurship, then please subscribe. And if you have any questions, then please comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.